Okay, so welcome back, CIS 155. So this is our first session after the spring break. Today is March 30th, Monday. Okay, so the latest posting that I made here, I really did not add any new homeworks because we need to review the material that we left off 3 weeks ago. But I posted this Blackboard Collaborate quick guide for you so you can check um, all the material that I posted here and just a few very quick tips that I pulled from Google image search with the options to collaborate. And obviously this little part right here where you click, it opens access to chat and also opens access to the list of users. And if you have a question or comment, you can click this option here to raise your hand, and I will know that you want to participate. Well, anyway, so I'm not going to spend too much time. You can read all of this. I was also reading that if you have a choppy connection and if you hear that my voice is breaking or something like this, you can essentially disable your microphone and your video, and this should improve your reception. Okay, so these are just quick tips about the format. So officially, we're still on the material that we posted around March 6th, and it refers to the classes, and we're going to continue our conversation about classes and functions and variables as we used to. So this week right here, this is the material for our weeks, officially week 7 and 8. It's about right. So this corresponds to chapter 9 in the book. Please continue reading the book. This is the presentation for today, and this is the presentation that I was going to go over today. So I'm just going to open the handout format so it's easier for me to scroll down on the topics. And before we officially, take a look at material presented here, I would like to also take a look at some of the material that we covered. I should say not last week, but 3 weeks ago. And we started talking about the idea of a class or structure. And things such as month, day, and year, for instance, that we were covering before, it just makes sense to encapsulate the 3 integers and put them together as a single item or object that contains those 3 integers, which can be created together, can be destroyed together, and can obviously be used together. And so the idea is simply to organize them into a structure like this. I tried to resize it to make it a little larger for you to see, right? So the 3 integers are encapsulated in, and in addition to this, what we can do is that we name this, we create a name for this concept with some data encapsulated like this, and then we can add functions to the scope as well. And altogether, member variables and member functions of the structure or class would essentially constitute the creation of a new data type in C++. So I would like to, right now, since we've covered some of the intro material 3 weeks ago, and the recording of it is being posted on YouTube, today I would like to just close this, and instead I just created a new project today. And I will just go to view my Solution Explorer, and right now it's empty. I don't have any source files added to it, so I'm going to start adding some source files as we move. Of course, the first item that I need to add, new item, would be my main file. For every application which is runnable, we need to add the main file, main.cpp. Notice that this is a C++ source file. And my usual habit is just before I click add, I create automatically a source subfolder right here. So this says src or source, so that I keep my files away from the project files. So when I click add, right here, the file automatically opens and it's empty. But if I take a look at my project, which I named week 8, right here, you see that it automatically created the source subfolder, and this is where my main CPP file exists. Okay, so I'm switching back to this file. Of course, what I need to do is most likely to include IO stream for communication with keyboard. I will also need my main function, edit like that. So let me check this project and make sure that I can build it. I just build it and see how it works. I'll just press Control F5 to execute it, or you can say debug, run without debugging, whatever your preference is. I have a habit of hitting Control F5 inside Visual Studio. It just executes and says press any key to close this window. So it's not very difficult to do. So I can see that some new people are joining us, and hopefully we can have more people in this classroom, in this virtual classroom. But anyway, this is my basic project, and it seems to be working.
I don't think
So
anyone knows it's joining, honestly, because there's still only 2 people here.
yeah, I've seen a message. Let me just stop this recording for a second.